Welcome into Rising to the Occasion. Tonight we are going to be talking about one of the most anticipated college football playoff games of the season, coming down to the semifinals. Of course, we've got Ole Miss and Miami on one side of the bracket, but tonight we're talking about Indiana against Oregon, a huge matchup, one that is going to be extremely fun and a historical matchup at that, because it's Indiana's first time ever being this far. They have a chance to be the first team ever, especially in this new playoff format, to go completely undefeated to 16-0. And there is just so much on the line for this matchup, a rematch and a very highly anticipated rematch, one that I think will come down to being a very good game, just like it was the first one, the first go around. This time, it's not Indiana having to go on the road; it's meeting on a neutral field, so they're not going to Autzen Stadium. This one's going to be the Peach Bowl. Had to think about which bowl game we're getting to now, but Indiana versus Oregon in the semifinals. The winner goes to the national championship to represent the Big Ten. And Britton, Jeremy, I feel like this is one of the most exciting playoff games so far.
Yeah, I think the rematch is what really makes it exciting too. You had two teams from the same conference. A lot of history. Not really though. But, 2-2 all time
Yeah.
with these two programs, which is wild, right? But you think Big Ten. Oregon's brand new to the Big Ten, but man, they played this year and it was a great game. I watched that game and it was really one big play that kind of separated that game. But Indiana found a way to win on the road. But I think the biggest question for anybody and everybody is probably, can Indiana do the same thing twice? I think that's really the question, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jeremy, it's really hard to beat the same team twice, but especially whenever it's Oregon and how strong Oregon is. They're just a really physical team.
Oh, 100%. I mean, their defense is really physical. Their offense, they will literally piss pound the ball down your throat. And, I mean, it doesn't matter would it be on the rotation or it be throughout the air. But I mean, Oregon is just a dynamic duo of a powerhouse. But I mean, you look at Indiana, they definitely have the caliber and to back it up. I mean, having a coach like Kirk Cignetti, I mean, it's one thing to lead your team to a bowl game, but I mean, leading them to this far, I mean, Indiana has definitely been a unbelievable circumstance of a team this year. I mean, you compare them. I know you and I have talked about it a lot, Josh. Looking at the past, I mean, people were just itching just to crack 6 wins. Is what it feels like. But I mean, now like this could be the new Indiana, and they could definitely be making a big time name for themselves. But Oregon, they're going to be a really tough opponent to beat.
Yeah, and I want to start off with Indiana. Jeremy and I always tease that this podcast feels like it's become an Indiana podcast, but it's just that they're relevant. They're one of the most relevant teams in all of college football, and that still like makes me chuckle just thinking of it. But this is the Indiana Hoosiers, who are standing at the only undefeated team left, sitting at 14-0. First ever Big Ten championship game won. They defeated Ohio State to steal the number one spot in a 13-10 just battle, down to the last minute battle. Fernando Mendoza named Big Ten championship game MVP after throwing 220 yards and a touchdown in that game. Of course, the Heisman winner too, Heisman Mendoza himself, and he has just been on fire all season long, just so consistent. And it's been such a historic run, starting off with the Rose Bowl quarterfinal against Alabama, where Indiana came out and did the total unthinkable with everybody picking against Indiana. And Jeremy and I were talking about this game, previewing that game, and I ended up just swinging over and saying, you know what? No, I'm not going to go with the easy pick and picking Alabama like I think most people would, because I just don't think that dating back to the regular season, I think it's time to stop looking at Indiana as Indiana and to recognize that this Indiana is no longer the Indiana of old. This Indiana has to be taken serious, and I think they proved that with road wins at Iowa. That's not an easy place to win in the Big Ten. On the road at Penn State, when Penn State was starting to find some rhythm back to their season too. So let's not pretend like that's just an easy feat just because Penn State was bad. Going on the road to Oregon And then now coming up to the Big Ten game, that should have been the nail in the coffin. This is a serious team in Indiana who has had an all-time historic season, and they need to be taken serious, because then they go on with everybody counting them out against Alabama, and they win not just by covering the spread, but they win 38-3. They beat them by 35 points. This is a good Alabama team too. So just such an amazing season for Indiana. I've loved every step of the way too. And Britton, for you and I, growing up in Indiana, going to a lot of their games, kind of cheering for them, even though they had nothing to cheer for. We got in for either free or $5 most of the time. You can go up to the concession stands and get your stuff, pretty much within 5 minutes. You don't even miss part of the game. It's not the same anymore.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, thinking back to when we lived in Indiana and getting $5 tickets to a game just to, and it wasn't sold out, by the way. I mean, you're paying
No.
$5 per ticket, and it's not even halfway sold out. I mean, you could basically sit anywhere you wanted.
Yeah.
For a team to do what they did under Cignetti the first year makes you think, holy cow, what a Cinderella story. We see that in basketball a lot, right? Where a team makes it to the Elite Eight, and Cinderella story. Oh my God, we're going to talk about it, but then they fall off. Cignetti's not that guy. Cignetti has done that back to back, and not only has he done it back to back, he's even gotten better this year. Like you mentioned, the Ohio State win at the end of the year in the Big Ten championship, that's something special. I mean, I never thought in a million years they would have won that game. I thought the Big Ten, I thought Ohio State just in general, obviously they have the better players, right? According to paper. Obviously they had the better coach, according to paper. But Cignetti brought a team in that was hungry, and everybody talks about Oregon in this matchup, about the physicality of Oregon and how dominant they are. Man, Indiana, they fly to the ball on defense. Don't kid that team too. Indiana has developed a bunch of players to buy in. And if you talk about this Indiana team, Cignetti's done something. He's found something. It's not bringing in the good sophomore kid that had a good freshman year, that was freshman All-American. No, he wants those 6-7 year guys. He has more 6th and 7th year players on his starting roster, than he has true freshmen. Total. Like he's all about the experience. Who's been there, done that? Let's get these guys. Let's coach them well. Obviously, he's hired good position coaches, and he's about that. I mean, Cignetti has built a powerhouse quickly there in Indiana.
Well, and through his career too, going back to his Elon days when he was coaching at Elon, and not the Musk, but he was coaching there and took a team who wasn't used to winning and created a winning program and created winning atmosphere there at Elon. Goes to JMU, wins a lot there, wins the FCS national championship there with them, or at least makes it to the game. I don't remember for sure if they won the national championship there or not. But then comes to IU, and I know, like, I remember talking to Jeremy. I might have even talked to you too, Britton, about like, man, Curt Cignetti's a really good pickup for Indiana. That's kind of a shocking get for them. Like, they could sit here and win like 8 or 9 games each year. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think they'd be at this point, where they're contending for a national championship, let alone a Big Ten championship, a national championship, and one of the best teams in all of college football. And Jeremy, in the words of Curt Cignetti, they don't just beat top 25 teams, they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, they like you said, they don't just beat them; they beat the living shit out of them. It's definitely crazy to see. But I mean, just looking at what Kirk Cignetti's reputation has just gone through. I mean, you look at his overall record. I mean, he's 144-37. I mean, this is a coach that knows how to manage a team and manage it well. I mean, you look at what Indiana's brought up. I mean, 14-0, it says one thing, but I mean, you go and like you mentioned, you play Alabama, beat them 38-3, beat Ohio State 13-10. I mean, being able to put up 51 points against easily the two top teams in college football here. I mean, like that's just like a tip of the iceberg. I know you look at Kirk Cignetти, that don't mean jack to him. He's only looking for one purpose and one sole purpose only, is just to hoist that national championship for college football. I mean, Kirk Cignetti has been through a lot, and I just want to see if the time comes to where they win a national championship. I want to see that man smile. I don't know what it takes. I mean, if it happens to that, it happens to that. But I mean, just throughout what Indiana's done. I mean, with Fernando Mendoza. I mean, Heisman Mendoza, I should say. I mean, just having a stellar season. I mean, you look at what he took a beating when they were playing against Alabama and Ohio State. He took some really good licks. I mean, that doesn't mean anything to him. I mean, still having 3,172 yards, then having Hemby on the ground with 1,007 yards. I mean, that's a high caliber team here that is here to mean business. Now, if Indiana unfortunately doesn't win against Oregon, I mean, you could definitely say at least one particular thing that I'm looking for is it's hard to beat a team twice or try and equal it up. But I mean, Oregon would not surprise me to be that dark horse team. I wouldn't even call them a dark horse team, just the surprising team that knocks off Indiana. But I mean, still, it's going to be a battle to the finish. I had to honestly say for myself.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I keep on going back and forth in this game. You know, I it keeps on coming down to it's hard to beat a team twice. But going over to Oregon real quick, their path up to this point, solid season, 13-1, only loss coming to the Indiana Hoosiers in Autzen Stadium. That's what made that even more impressive
Hmm.
for Indiana, and winning by 10 points and doing it in a way where it felt like Oregon had everything clicking for them. Everything was going right. And then the big interception to turn things around, Indiana goes down and scores, seals that game. And, you know, for Oregon, though, getting through the rest of their season, winning, and had some tough games. I think that Iowa game was a pretty tough one, especially with all the weather and stuff like that went into that game. It was really nasty out, cold and rainy. And then their first round win against JMU, I mean, it's just beat the heck out of them, and 51-34, and the 34 points too came off of a lot of garbage points, garbage time. So JMU hung in there and did some impressive things. They just couldn't close any drives out until towards the latter part of the game. But Dante Moore threw for 4 touchdowns, ran for another one in that game. Just a crazy. Malik Benson caught 5 passes for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns in that game. It was just a masterclass for what you need to do. But then the more impressive win in the playoffs was against a tough Texas Tech team with a really good defense, and you end up shutting them out. You go in there to a team that's a top 4 team and completely shut them out. This Oregon team seems like a team that's really gotten hot down the stretch and coming into the playoffs, Britain, as a team that could win it all.
Yeah, what a time to have your defense get some momentum. I mean, Texas Tech, don't kid yourself, that's a good football team right there. And you shut them out. Oregon already has, some they've already circled this game, right? They played JMU. They said, yeah, we're going to beat these guys. We're going to move on. Texas Tech, they focused on. Then they beat them. They were straight to Indiana, this rematch. They were straight to what happened before, and they're ready to go. So this is going to be, this is going to be so much fun to watch. This is a defense that's really just started clicking. And, obviously Indiana didn't put up a ton of points. Um, in the matchup. What does this come down to? To me, it's going to be the defensive side of the ball. And, and we'll talk about the defense of each team later. But geez, what a time for the defense to shut out somebody in the playoffs. Period. Especially a team with credentials as Texas Tech. It's great timing.
Yeah, and the impressive thing too that their defense in that game just shutting them out to completely 0 points. A pretty tough Texas Tech offense too. They're known for their defense this year, but they have a tough offense, and they end up holding Texas Tech to 215 total yards, only 9 first downs in that. And then Brandon Finney Jr. with 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery, 4 total turnovers for that defense. It was huge. And then, of course, the strip sack there, that was in the third quarter for a big-time touchdown. It was just the defense stepped up big when it mattered the most and just made it easy for the offense. And that's what has me looking at this Oregon team and thinking about how close this next matchup against Indiana really could be, Jeremy.
Oh, 100%, dude. I mean, we've already seen Oregon shine on their defense. I mean, like you said, for Finney having a heck of a game against Texas Tech. I mean, that to me, that was the biggest icing on the cake for Finney. I mean, have a day, having that kind of a day. But I mean, just I'm morely looking forward towards seeing the quarterback battle for Dante Moore, what he can do. I mean, having 3,200 yards. I mean, we're definitely going to be having a gunslinger of a battle of the quarterbacks here. I mean, overall, just for what's at stake, I mean, everyone's going to be giving everything that they got. There's no more next week. This is either make it or break it here. I mean, the last thing any of these teams here want to do is go out one game short of playing for a national championship. But I mean, like I said, Josh, it's hard to beat a team twice. But I mean, Oregon probably has a little bit of redemption that they want to get against a team that knocked them. I wouldn't say knocked them off, but I mean, gave them their only loss of the season, I should say. But I mean, Oregon, Indiana, this is definitely going to be a nail biter.
Yeah, this is Dan Lanning's fourth year. He's 48-7 overall as Oregon's head coach. Really, really impressive stuff from him. Let's start off with Oregon. Britton, give me one key player for Oregon, offensive or defensive. What's one key player that you think really needs to stand out for Oregon to win this matchup against Indiana?
Yeah, I hate to be the obvious guy, but Dante Moore is completing 72% of his passes. He is a game
Yeah.
manager. I mean, you can't look past that. A guy this is the Big Ten. This isn't the Big 12 where offenses just go for a ton of yardage and nobody knows how to play defense. Shootout. This is the Big Ten, man. Teams know how to play defense in the Big Ten. When you're completing 72% of your passes and throwing for over 3,000 yards, the offense revolves around you. And honestly, I think we'll probably talk about the keys matchup later, but the offense for Oregon is everything. This is going to be two defenses I think that are going to play hard. But man, Dante Moore, if he comes in there, controls the ball, 72%, man, through over 3,000 yards, that's the guy to watch in this game on Oregon side for me.
Yeah, and really good touchdown to interception ratio too with 28-9. So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean only 9 interceptions on a season. That's really solid. And the two of those actually came against Indiana the first time around too. So that's the other thing that's really impressive. But he's definitely the obvious but very very crucial player. Jeremy, what's a key player for Oregon in your opinion?
I mean, one key player I'm kind of looking for particular is Bryce Botcher, the linebacker for Oregon here. I mean, what Indiana is going to be doing. I mean, they're going quick. They're going to want to spread it around. Their running game's definitely going to be trying to show it. But I mean, Bryce is definitely going to have to step up his game. I mean, still just having 49 solo tackles with one sack and two forced fumbles and one interception here. But I mean, you got to have a heck of a game and make that defense known that to Indiana that we're here doing business and we're not going to let you guys walk over us.
I'm gonna go a little unconventional. I see this one being two tough defenses. Indiana has even with they've got a star defensive player too. I don't know if I've got him down. That's out. He got injured after the game against Ohio State, but I don't have him down. But even with him out, like they had an incredible pass rush. I think this is going to be a defensive game, so I'm going to say the key player for me when I'm looking at the Oregon team and what they're going to have to do. I'm going to pull out Atticus Sappington, their kicker. I think he's going to have a really good game. It's going to come down to a kicking battle in some regard. And if you look at Indiana against Ohio State, for example, the kickers really made a difference there. Both kickers missed a field goal, but Ohio State missed a field goal when it really mattered the most. And they didn't go. They went for it on fourth down instead of kicking a field goal earlier on in the game as well. So, but for Oregon, Atticus Sappington, he's 79% on the season, 15 for 19. I think that's going to be really crucial. He did hit his career long 51-yarder against Washington, but when I'm looking at this matchup, I just thought like I don't know. It feels to me like this could be a who's going to kick the last field goal to win the game. And I think if Oregon has the ball in their hands, that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to Atticus Sappington, the Oregon kicker, and he's going to have to hit them. He's going to have to be 100% in this game. That's kind of the way that I see this one going. But let's jump over to Indiana.
Does it
Britton.
almost feel like you should need to score over 50% of the time that you have the ball?
And Dan Lanning
to win
likes
the
to go
game.
for it on fourth down too. So I'm going to say for Dan Lanning too, like you just got to take it when you can get it.
Yeah,
Take
I
the
mean,
points.
you need points.
Yeah.
Points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
for sure.
take whatever points you can get. Don't be too greedy. Just go out there
Yeah.
and play your game. Let's jump over to Indiana though. An exciting team, no doubt. Britton, who do you see as being Indiana's key player, offensive or defensive?
So I'm going to give it to two guys that play the same position. It's Emby and Black.
Hmm.
Those two, to me, makes that offense in this game specifically. We all know that Fernando. I think he's got 36 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, 6-1 ratio. I mean, fantastic quarterback. We can talk about all the wide receivers they have. They've got two wide receivers in specific that make big plays. But to me, it seems like Emby and Black, if they can control the time, kind of like we mentioned about the other game, it just feels like if Indiana can really march the ball down there strategically, run the ball efficiently, maybe break off that 20, 30-yard run here and there, and really just control the ball and the clock in this game, I think the running backs have to play a big part in this game for Indiana. We Fernando can do his thing. He can make plays. He can make plays with his feet, with his arm. But really, to me, it's going to come down to how can he run me.
Yeah, yeah, I think those two, and they're two backs too that run really aggressively. They're really fun to watch, and yeah, they're two guys that they've always been underrated. Two guys that just want to get out there and punish the defense too. I think that's a really good pick. But Jeremy, key player for Indiana to win this game.
Key player, I'm looking at Omar Cooper. I mean, he's definitely going to be one of Fernando Mendoza's guys that he's going to have to throw to. I mean, knowing what he's going to have to be going up with a really, really tough Oregon defense. I mean, if it's going to stop the run game, then obviously he's going to have to use his arm and use his legs to drive and roll out of the pocket and just buy time and just let these guys go up and do what they know how to do and catch the ball and score touchdowns. I mean, Omar Cooper has definitely been one of those guys. I mean, having 849 yards with 12 touchdowns. I mean, he's averaging 13.9. So, I mean, this is definitely a guy that knows how to play ball, and he's only a junior, so we could definitely see him make a big time name for himself if he sticks around for next year in the senior season. So, I'm looking at Omar Jr. in particular to make a key play and big time decision for Indiana.
And the incredible game-winning touchdown that he caught against Penn State too.
Penn
Just
State,
man, how do you keep the control, dude? Like, he's such a special athlete, and he's stepped up really big in big moments. I'm kind of thinking along the same lines as you. I'm going over to Charlie Becker, who really stepped up late in the season. So he hasn't had a ton of production on the entirety of the season, but when it mattered the most in games when you look at Elijah Surratt, who is their key receiver, when he was out, Charlie Becker steps up big in big time moments against Penn State when they were down. Stepped up big when they needed him against Ohio State. He was the sure hands. He just finds himself open. He's a huge dude too, 6'4", 204 pounds. He's a big guy. He averages over 20 yards per reception. He's just that big time target that Mendoza can just find him when he's in trouble, kind of like you were saying. So I'm along the same lines as you. I'm just going over with Charlie Becker, and I love what he's done here late down the stretch too. So I think that's going to be really big. I think for Indiana too. I think apparently by how we all kind of chose for our key players, I feel like it's more about Indiana's offense because we have such faith in their defense. Where it's kind of it seems like we were kind of a little bit split over there for Oregon, where there can be some key moments, but Indiana's defense is just one of the best. So really going to be a lot of fun to watch. All right, let's get into keys to victory. Britton, we'll start off with you again. Let's go to Oregon and keys to victory. What do you got for Oregon?
Yeah,
What's the big thing that they're going to have to do?
man, that's a really tough one for me. I feel like the tight ends need to be involved in this game. I think the check downs to the running backs is a big thing, but also the tight ends in specific. Just any of the tight ends that are on the field, like find a way to utilize this size. The Indiana linebackers are susceptible once in a while to the linebacker play. Get them into the one-on-one matchups and utilize your tight ends. Any of the tight ends for them, like just utilize them. Don't go for the home run every time. be fine controlling the ball. Be okay with just chewing up clock. It's Big Ten, right? Nothing changes from now to regular season. You're not scheming things differently. There's nothing different. This is Big Ten play. It just has a lot more, a lot more pressure on you here. So utilize the tight ends. That's gonna be my biggest key to victory for them is utilizing the tight ends in this matchup.
I like it. Jeremy, what do you got?
One big key thing that I'm gonna have to say for Oregon is take advantage of penalties that Indiana can get. I mean, it may sound crazy, but I mean, Indiana's the least penalized team in the nation. They average 3.4 penalties per game. So, I mean, whenever Indiana gets a penalty, I mean, you got to take advantage of it. And also another thing for the offensive line, just absolutely do whatever you can. Just capitalize, especially on third down situations. Let your quarterback get some time in the pocket, or even open up some holes for your running game. Try and get that first down. I mean, Oregon's offense is just going to have to take a big advantage of it. It doesn't matter whether it be on the penalty side for Indiana or just trying to open up the gaps for the running game or just let it fly through the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay pretty consistent with what I said for my key player, and I'm gonna say a key to the game is just winning special teams. I think that's gonna be really big because again, leading back to Dan Lanning loving to be greedy, and it pays off at times, but there's other times where it doesn't pay off. I think a prime example a few years back, whenever they were playing Washington for, I believe, a chance at whoever won that game was going to the Pac-12 championship game, and he kept going for it on fourth down instead of just taking the points, taking what you can. And there was a few times where they lost on special teams. I think in that same game too, I think they missed a field goal to kind of give Washington that game. Same thing with Dan Lanning. I mean, he's always going to take those risks, and he's going to calculate them. He loves to take the risks. I say you just need to win the special teams, and if you're not going to be able to kick a field goal and you have to punt it, you're going to have to flip the field position too. That's going to be huge in this game. You have to force Indiana to drive all the way down the field. You can't give them anything easy. So for them, I'm going to say special teams, winning on special teams. Avoid giving Indiana short field, and also make sure that you hit on field goals. Just take the field goals too. Take the points. That's really
At
really
least you're
important.
consistent.
What's that?
I said at least you're consistent.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of going the same way. You could lean into like the run game. You can say defensive consistency because that's been some issue here and there is just staying consistent on defense. But yeah, I think just get out of your old ways and don't be so greedy.
I
Just
think it's funny
take what
that
you
you
can get.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you mentioned this because we're going to talk about our predictions and stuff later. And like I can say this part because it's not my prediction overall, but I have a team. One of my bold predictions is that this is going to be a tied game in the fourth quarter. So everything you're saying is right in line with what I'm thinking. And take the points. No matter, don't go for the 7 when you have a clear opportunity at 3, unless your circumstances change. But beginning of the game, man, you got a chance to put points on the board. Take them.
Yeah,
Take them. That doesn't
Yeah,
give you just points. It gives you a
definitely.
momentum as well. Take the momentum. Continue doing what you're doing. Figure out a way to change. Make your adjustments and continue to play.
yeah.
But you're 100% right, man. Take the points.
I don't even think it's that bold, too. I'd agree with you. I think it's got a very high possibility of being tied in the fourth quarter. I mean, it wouldn't surprise
Yeah.
me to see this one go into overtime. I could see like a game-winning field goal missed. Now we're going into overtime and turn into an all-time classic. It's going to be a really fun game, and I don't know. I wrote down my prediction too, and I'm looking at it on my notes, and I'm like, I don't even know if I want to go with that prediction. I keep on going back and forth a lot. I think I've changed it in my notes like 3 times, but. Jeremy, let's jump over to Indiana. What do you got for keys to victory for Indiana?
Keys for keys for Indiana for victory is Play your game. Don't let Oregon get inside your head. I mean, just because Indiana beat Oregon the first go around, I know there's probably going to be some talking throughout the entire game, but I mean that's just a game of football here. The last thing that you need to do is get knocked off your game and lose your key mindset and try and win this football game when you could possibly cost yourself and the entire team a penalty, and that could come back to bite you in the butt. So my big thing is just for an overall team, don't let Oregon get inside your head. Just focus on what you know how to do, play competitive football, and win for a game.
Yeah. Yeah. Britton, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty similar to that. I mean, it's just play your game. Simple. Indiana's done good all year. They've gotten to where they're at because they've played their game. They have
Hmm.
not once allowed some other team to dictate the way they play football. That's who Indiana is. Indiana is going to continue to do what they do, run their kind of football, and that's it. Even when they're down, if they're up, if they're sideways, it doesn't matter. Indiana just needs to continue doing what they're doing. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about anything else. Continue to do what you've done to this point, and you have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm glad I wrote down several keys, but we're all kind of on the same line because I also had trust the formula as one of my keys. I think just trust what you've done. You're 14-0, and like you said, Britton, they have not changed the way they play at all. They may run a different pace. They may adapt to the team at hand, but they don't change the football that Kurt Signetti calls. And it's been the same consistently all the way throughout the season. So I agree with you guys on that. But I'll go over to this one. I'll say controlling the line of scrimmage because that's exactly why they dominated Alabama. They went against Alabama and didn't allow them in the end zone. That is just crazy to me. This is a dominant defense, but it all starts on the line of scrimmage, which they dominated Alabama on the line of scrimmage,
Yeah.
both offensive and defensively. Hemby and Black, they replicated or if they can replicate what they did last I guess was it last week, the last game against Alabama. Man, they were so amazing, and so I think dominating the offensive line and just doing what you got to do, which they did an amazing job against Alabama and owned Alabama there, which is shocking but so amazing. And then on the defensive side of the ball too. So just controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides. That's how you beat Alabama and dominated them. And this Oregon team isn't far off of an Alabama-esque caliber of team too. They're right up there with them. So I think just controlling the line of scrimmage, it all starts in the trenches. So that's kind of where I'm going to. All right, let's jump down. I guess, I don't know. Are we ready for predictions? Is it prediction time?
I think so.
All
I
right.
think so.
Indiana, about a 3.5 to 4.5 point spread. I think they opened up at 3.5, and it's kind of fluctuated between that, sitting there right around 46, 47 point total. Yeah, Indiana's a slight favorite by ESPN's FPI's got them at 66.9% chance to win. It's going to be a really fun one. National consensus is kind of all over the place. I feel like you've got a lot of people picking Alabama, and a lot of media is now on the Indiana train late. Britton, we'll start off with you. Is it time that people start to pick Indiana and then they can't handle the pressure and they end up crumbling?
It's a weird way that you asked that because I don't know that it's Indiana crumbling. I will go with Oregon. I have Oregon winning this matchup, and I really don't think it's Indiana crumbling. I don't think Indiana, changes their game. I don't think Indiana does anything different. I don't think that they make that crucial mistake. I don't think it's any of that. As much as I think that it is for me, from being a Nebraska fan, like I've been around the Big Ten for a long time now. To beat a team with the caliber of Oregon or Indiana, if Indiana won the first one, then I would predict Oregon. If Oregon won the first one, it's kind of that to me. You don't beat a team like that twice very often.
Well, and so far too, and specifically even in the playoffs and conference games, Alabama lost to Georgia. Georgia lost to Ole Miss. What was another rematch that we saw? Alabama beat Oklahoma. So I mean, you've seen some rematches already go the opposite way.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to imagine that Indiana does this twice to Oregon because, like, let's face it, we're talking about the Final Four teams, the four best teams in the country. Even though Notre Dame didn't get in there, I'm just kidding. But it's just, I mean, who knows? It's 2026 now, right? New year. I just don't see them beating Oregon twice. Dan Lanning's been through this. He's been here, done that. This is Signetti. This is uncharted territory for him. So can he do it? Sure, but it's just hard for me to pick Indiana doing this twice to a team like Oregon. And I don't really have any other reason to feel like this other than that. Like I said, I don't feel like this is that game that Indiana just turns the ball over, you know, and just gets out of rhythm and they just don't look like the same Indiana. I think this Indiana team's built to be Indiana. They've been who they are all year, and I think they'll continue to do that. I just think that that's what it is for me. It's just beating an Oregon team twice in the same year. I mean, history repeats itself, right? History tells us that teams don't do that. So I have to go with Oregon in this one.
Yeah. You have a score prediction?
I've thought a lot about that. Man, I thought so hard on this, and it just changes all the time because this is two really good defenses. This is two great offenses. I mean, special teams is pretty similar. Like these are two really, really similar teams.
They are.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little higher scoring. What is the total? Is it like 40 something?
Right around 60. I think it's like 57. Or sorry, yeah, right around 50. It's 46 and a half.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna go like a 37-23.
Okay.
Oregon.
Yeah. Jeremy, what's your prediction?
I've stuck with these guys since the beginning here. But Britton, you do bring up some really, really good points. It's so hard to beat a team twice. I mean, we got two really stellar defenses here. We got two gunslingers at quarterbacks. We got everything that we could really ask for. I mean, like you said, this is the final four here. I mean, these are the best college teams here in the country. Like they're gonna put on a show. They're gonna bring everything that they've got, and between both coaches, I mean, they're gonna be flipping from the very first page and the last page of the playbook here. I mean, overall, it's really fun to see Oregon and Indiana play against each other, but I mean, meet Indiana to beat them twice. I mean, I know it's definitely going to be hard to do, but I mean, I think Indiana has what it takes to be able to beat Oregon not once but twice throughout the college football season this year. But I mean, for a score prediction, I'm on the same boat as you guys. I've thought about this probably about 20 times, but I mean. Give me 31-28 Oregon. I mean, Indiana, excuse me.
He wants Oregon.
Yeah. Oh, so he does like Oregon. No,
Yeah.
I keep on going back
I
and
just
forth.
like their outfits more than anything.
Yeah, I keep on going back and forth. And, to be fair, too, Jeremy's the one that, I was like, okay, they've been really good. I think Indiana's a serious team, and they're going to prove that against Ohio State. But I think Ohio State wins in the Big Ten championship. Jeremy stood by him. He said, no, I don't care. I'm riding with Indiana. But I keep on looking at this from the same standpoint as you, Britton. I keep on thinking like, all right, I like Indiana. Everything about me wants to pick Indiana, but Oregon is such a good team, and it's really hard to beat a good team twice, and to beat a solid team and a Dan Lanning led team too. How can you not like want to just run through a brick wall for that guy?
Yeah.
But as much as I think about it, I keep on looking at my score prediction that I wrote down in my notes. And I have Oregon winning in my notes. I'm going to go Indiana. I just Indiana keeps on pricking at my heart and telling me I think they're serious, and I'm going to say Indiana 21-17. I think a lower scoring game.
Wrong, I'll shave my head.
Yes, and if I'm wrong, I'll get a haircut.
Yeah.
But no, I keep on looking at this Indiana team, and I do think that Oregon has what it takes to beat them, and I like Oregon in this matchup. My gut instinct was, all right, go Oregon, and I said, but Indiana, man, they keep on doing it, and the thing with Indiana that I don't know if a lot of people really know or if they've paid attention to, it's the way that Curt Cignetti coaches, and he's kind of mentioned this more and more as he goes along, but it's very little contact. He says availability is your best ability. It's very much mental. We are going to be the smartest team on the field. That's how he coaches. That's so unlike anyone that I've ever And Dan Lanning is the total opposite, where we're going to go out there and smash him into the ground and pound him down. And he practices that way.
You got the Oklahoma drill pre-game.
Yeah, pre-game while they're out there on the field. I just
Matt Rule tried that and got somebody injured pre-game. So.
Yeah,
I feel like Dan Lanning's one of those guys too that you could see him like being so pumped up that he goes and headbutts a player with the helmet on type of guy. You know, it's like, but I'm picking Indiana in this game just because I have a really hard time picking against since that Ohio State game. I have a really difficult time picking against Indiana, and now against Alabama. So Indiana's the only team out of 8 teams that have had the top 4 bye week or the bye in the playoffs these last 2 seasons. Indiana is the only team to get past that. I don't know. It's so hard to pick against them.
So I feel like because I'm the odd man out, I'm supposed to make like some kind of wager with you guys. Some like little friendly bet.
Let's do it. What do we want? So
what do we got?
Shaving your head is not really a wager, so you can take off the hat and prove that to everybody.
My locks? I already lost.
Yeah. I just did it ahead of time. I'm pretty sure you guys are right.
Yeah, some kind of friendly wager just seems like it's in order.
All right, let's put something on the line. And not money. Money's too easy.
Yeah.
I make too much of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even hurt me if no.
If we're not betting $1 million, I'm out.
Shit.
It's not even snowing. It's been a mild winter. I was gonna say maybe like the
next round
has to do something. What's that?
Next round of golf.
All right.
Yeah. So how do we do that then? We each buy a round of golf if Indiana loses, and then
you guys we all go together. You guys split it. I don't pay anything because I'll win.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's more risky to me because I have to pay for everybody. So I'm out, the whole round of golf. You guys are out half the round.
Okay.
Piece.
Yeah. That's fair. Fair to us, not fair to you, but you're the one that came up with it. So
I win. I want Landman.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. You'll be like, if you lose, you'll be like, hey, let's go to the cheapest golf course around. But if
we go to Shenandoah where I get a discount.
Yeah. If you end up winning the bet, then you'll be like, hey, we're going to Landman, guys.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Landman is like a PGA level type of course, like that expensive. But
for some of you that don't know, like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Landman is nationally talked about now, which is wild.
Yeah, crazy. But all right, guys, I'm really excited about this game. This is going to be a classic, no matter how it goes down too. And I'm so happy to see Indiana get the praise now. When I was looking up other predictions and stuff, seeing like so many people picking Indiana, because everybody's just like, well, damn, I'm wrong all the time when I pick against Indiana. I'm done. I guess I'm picking Indiana. But now they really impressed a lot of people on the national stage, and I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. I think they're going to stick around as long as they got Curt Cignetti. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So on Friday night, make sure to tune in. It's going to be a fun game, a very exciting game, man. I'm really excited. I'm going to be cheering for Indiana, obviously. But either one of the teams too. They're both likable teams. The Oregon with all the uniforms. Dan Lanning's an awesome guy. Dante Moore's a really stand-up dude. And I think both teams are so fun. And then Fernando Mendoza, such a geek. I don't know. He's just, and I mean that in a nice way, but he's just a little nerd or something, but he's so fun.
I don't like him.
I love him. I don't know. There's something about him that it's like super cringy, but that's the part that I love about him, and it's like he doesn't seem like a football player. And I love Kirk Herbstreit's comparison too. He looks like a giraffe running around on the field because he does. He's so awkward.
He really does.
What's that?
The Timu Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome.
It's going to be a great one, but that's all we've got for you. We appreciate everybody so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and check out everything we do at rising2.com. That's risingto.com. Share us with a friend. Follow us on social media. We're on all the podcasts or all the social media platforms, trying to keep you up to date with everything we got going here. But again, we appreciate everybody so much for tuning in. Have a great one. We'll see you on the next one.